you already have as an inmate. If that guy was in medical, which I believe he was in medical, I think he was psychological. If you go into jail,
you still boss?
What's up with you, Flakko? Bro,
hey, I like that sweatsuit, bro.
Flakko, he's still in here convincing us that Almighty PC'd up.
If you,
man, I'll be real with y'all, bro.
you are.
If you go to jail
when I'm not here,
and you say something,
hey, when I'm not here,
y'all keep on interrupting him, man.
All right. So in this one, Flakko is going to confirm that his plan worked. Brandon and Flakko are going to be hanging out on the Monday news, and they're going to confirm that the plan to get Almighty Suspect out of the building worked to perfection. So that's another W in the Just Clips prediction column, to toot my own horn real quick. On top of that, I believe Flakko is still trying to clean house. He treats No Jumper and its employees like this is hometown buffet. It's just a good old, the last hometown buffet on earth in the middle of Burbank, California, and all the gang member co-hosts are just street affiliated co-hosts are his personal plates, and he must clean every single one of them. Scrape them clean. He's literally going to show up to work looking like a waste management truck, and he's here to clean up the streets of LA. Nobody asked him to do so. You know, he just decided to come from North Dakota and start cleaning shit up. But yeah, so we're gonna get into how he's trying to pick off his co-hosts one by one. And yeah, I've gone into detail in videos in the past about how I believe Flakko got rid of Brick Baby. What I mean by that is he played a part in getting rid of Brick Baby. Of course, Brick Baby's actions and words and whatnot on and off the podcast played a huge role in that as well. But Flakko has been very vocal in the past about being a big fan of the Alphabet Boys hotline number. He's out here not even trying to give anonymous tips. He's out here trying to give tips with credit. Don't forget to shout me out in the arrest documents is what he's hoping for. That would be like NFL draft day for this guy. So yeah, we got that, and then he went right on down to the next most extra guy as far as regular co-host, because 4Extra is technically the most extra out individual on No Jumper. But Flakko's not threatened by him because he's not a regular co-host. So the next regular that he got off was Almighty Suspect, who's not necessarily an alleged gang member, but he is a street dude. So if you're a street dude or an alleged gang member, Flakko wants you out of his workplace. He doesn't want to work with you. He doesn't want to work around you. He only wants debates and so-called intellectual conversations, even though he's not the smartest guy. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. But yeah, that's what he wants. And so far, that's what he's been getting. Adam's been letting Flakko run the show. He must now. Flakko is Liberian, but he has some Nigerian scammer tendencies about his whole get up. He must have some type of dirt on Adam 22 for him to have this much pull in the No Jumper studios. That it's a mix of that and on top of the whole Nigerian scammer likeness, name, image, likeness thing going on. Flakko is kind of the only reliable on-camera talent. Remo doesn't really want to be on-camera talent, otherwise he would blow Flakko out the water if he really just leaned all the way into it. But Lush isn't reliable because he might randomly, do a bunch of just addict activity at any given moment. He could always just fly off the rails. But anyways, back into our little rundown here. He's been trying to get just a little proof. We're gonna go into it a little bit. How he's been trying to get Ralphie the Plug and Munchie B out of working at No Jumper since the day they became permanent hosts. They've both been guests on the channel for years, but ever since they were brought on with they're gonna be in the schedule for the rest of the year at least, and we'll reevaluate after that. Flakko has been campaigning to get them fired. I'm not really going to clip the old stuff on that particular topic, but that will be a talking point later on. And you guys will see why when we get to that. So aside from that, we also have Lush. He wants all of these characters. He wants all the street dudes, all the gang members, former, current, whatever. Lush is trying to assemble them all like some type of street dude Avengers. So this is still Lush versus Flakko, the no jumper Civil War part. I'm not even sure which part this would be, but let's get into it.
Hold on, Flakko. You and 16 are friends?
That.
No friends, no but though.
Oh, a nigga spit on you
A
too.
nigga spit on you, so y'all could be cool again?
Who's 16?
Yeah, of course.
Hold up.
Of course.
Hold up.
We again though, we plan on doing a podcast very shortly. So yeah, I mean yeah.
So wait, Flakko,
That's
a nigga
not-
spit on you and now y'all coworkers?
Not
doing a
co-workers,
podcast
but
soon.
Man, I can't fuck with
16.
you niggas, bro.
No, let me tell you
Fuck
something.
that.
Let me tell you something.
outta
my
here.
thing, hold on, before we get up there, Flakko, you beef with niggas for less. So you
I'm
could,
beef with. I'm
Bro,
beefing
that's
about it.
disgusting.
Bruh, we was literally in the
nigga.
group chat with Aunt Hefe and you didn't want to be friends with him over some minor shit, but a nigga could spit on you and y'all could be cool again. So just
Wait,
make it
though.
make sense.
Here it goes again, right?
Dude, he said
What-
here it
what-
goes.
yeah,
I know niggas be getting
I'm not
spit
even
on.
going to entertain it today. So
I'm not-
I'm not a group
I'm not
therapist.
gonna
I
entertain
will
it.
receipts
But-
if you want me to.
Me
You want
and
me to
it
put
have no
receipts?
beef. What I said was
Pull him up.
I cannot do content with Ant or be around Ant. But that's not
That
beef.
sound like beef to
That's
me.
beef.
So are
You
you
can't
saying?
be around
So
him
are
either.
you saying if you're in a room with Ant, something's gonna pop off?
No, I just don't want to be around him.
Why? He's a cool guy.
You had beef.
Cause Flakko from neighborhood, nigga.
Hold on,
Tell him the
listen,
truth.
my
Flakko
thing
from
is, though,
neighborhood.
You
hold on.
secretly gangbanging.
Yeah, he from
I
neighborhood.
requested Ant to be here.
But listen,
Your
you
name
don't
is
wanna-
Flakko,
I'm the reason why Ant is in the building. Me, Flakko.
but you can't be
You're the
around
reason
him.
all of us in the
But
building.
listen, but you could be around
I
somebody
think
that
he's
spit on you.
Again, me and 16 had a conversation and we squashed our beef, right?
You
Like,
and Ant had a conversation in the group chat where it sound pretty like y'all was finna be on the same page with shit.
me
There's no way that Poetik Flakko, the almighty Jalo himself, can link up with 16 Chatham and it doesn't go bad for one of the parties involved. There's no way. There's no way this is not a setup of some sort. I just don't see that being a possibility. Like how you just gonna link up and have a good old cordial, peaceful podcast with this guy? At the end of the day, he spat in your face and got up ready to throw hands or more. We're not sure what he was ready to do. Now, to Jalo, the Green Giant's credit, he was ready to throw hands as well from how it looks in the footage. But regardless, you guys still never technically resolved that issue. And I feel like there's just no way that I can get past letting somebody spit in my face. I don't care if nobody saw it. If a random bum in the street spit in my face, I know in the past I've said one thing I won't do is fight a bum because I'm afraid that I might like punch his tooth and now my knuckle is now I'm bleeding, I'm exposed to whatever diseases and germs this bum is carrying. But if a bum were to spit in my face tomorrow while I'm walking into Walmart, guess who's going to be fighting a bum? Me, because I'm already exposed to his germs now, so I might as well beat him black and blue, full-blown Patrick Bateman style. The spitting in someone's face is the ultimate disrespect. I don't care about no peace treaty at that point. There's no truth that can be had. That is something that would infuriate me every day for the rest of my life. And randomly at that. Like you could just be doing regular shit, enjoying your time at the beach or something, and then you remember, oh, I let that dude spit on me with his possibly unbrushed teeth, and I did nothing about it. Now I must do something. Now I have a super grudge. So if Flakko doesn't try to line him up, he's a bigger bitch than we all thought, to be honest with you.
and it's cool. Like I don't want you listen.
So you're putting yourself before the team.
Yeah. For
That's
sure.
crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
My question to you is this:
We see what suspect happened, right? With
but you're not going to
when
do that.
he put himself above the team, right? He got fired.
But
So,
here goes the problem.
Sure.
You're asking me what's the problem?
He'll
with
be
me.
back.
The
Yeah,
problem is you have allowed people up in here as a big dude to try you
Sure.
in a certain way that makes them think all big dudes are just going to be like accepting of any type of treatment.
Sure.
So me, I come in, I'm not just going to accept that. I'm going to come back at you. And now they feel like, damn, we not used to big short dudes really coming back at us.
Yeah.
And so then they got to show out to keep their rep going with the fans.
You know why a lot of niggas
That's
not
why
afraid of
Suspect
big
lost his
dudes?
job. So really it's your fault.
He said you built
Hey,
suspect ego.
No, I'm saying, right? again, maybe it's me. Like
nigga
once
ain't
I
spit
take
on
the
me,
dub again, bro. Once a nigga to me lose his job and in jail, I just take it as nigga. I won.
Oh, we
Fuck
know you
that,
took
it
the
ain't
W.
over.
No,
You
he's
feel
telling you
me?
that he set Almighty up. He said once he loses his job in jail, I took the W.
Hey, but look, let me tell you that, Brandon. You
The Jalo Green Giant is really feeling what he's saying deep in his soul, because look how zesty his hands are moving. He's damn near doing the hey girl hey. Look at it. Look at the flick in the wrist. And then he immediately goes to wipe his nose. Like he just can't control his emotions right now. He's overwhelmed with the joy and happiness that he was able to manipulate Almighty Suspect to the level that he did.
Again, maybe it's me. Like once I take the dub again, bro. Once a nigga to me lose his job and in jail, I just take it as nigga. I won.
Oh, we
Fuck
know you
that,
took
it
the
ain't
W.
over.
No,
You
he's
feel
telling
me?
you that he set Almighty up. He said once he loses his job in jail, I took the W.
Hey, but look, let me tell you that, Brandon. You
All right, thank you very much, Brandon, for cementing that theory of mine. Now it's pretty much confirmed that Flacco definitely planned to get Almighty Suspect out the paint. That was a part of his plan all along. Oh, sports reference right there, out the paint. And also they brought up kind of a sports reference by saying, oh, you're bigger than the team, Flacco. So there's this little thing in sports. I'm not sure if I said this already or not. Because, sometimes I delete a take and then redo it and shit. So I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget what I said here and there. But whatever. We're going to say it again if I did leave that take in. Sometimes in sports, when you're watching like film, especially in a football film room, a good coach will be able to identify, like, oh, look, you see that cornerback, he slapped the receiver's hands away after getting blocked into the sideline on a random running play. That usually you want to be watching the cornerback on a running play, the standard film watcher, but a good film watcher is going to notice that. And so they see like, oh, this guy has hot head tendencies and he's their best cornerback. So if we can get him to really amplify those hot head tendencies, we can basically get him to, eject himself from the game. Regardless if he actually gets ejected or not, that becomes something that, a good coach will scheme into the game plan. We're going to have our best trash talking receiver is going to try to trigger this dude every chance they get. Oh, he doesn't like getting blocked. Make sure you hit him with a blindside block every chance you get. Try to clean his freaking clock, knock his head right off his shoulders, so that he wants to crash out and he'll no longer be a factor in the game. He might even get ejected by the referee. And that's basically the play that they ran on Almighty Suspect. They knew he was a hothead. They knew his trigger words, and they executed that exact plan. That is something from the football film room. But anyways, now a new plan, a new development that has arose. It rose from nothing, seemingly, is the Ralphie the Plug versus Flacco. Because Ralphie the Plug's kind of, he would fall on Team Lush if this really is a no jumper civil war where you must pick a side, where the two lead management, the shift leaders, are beefing, and Ralphie the Plug, Evil, and Gunner. I almost called him Greg for some reason, but Gunner is on Lush's side, right? So those guys are all sitting down discussing what is Flacco's weight. Now, Lush has this new tactic where he's pretending to be Flacco's friend. He says, oh, my brother Flacco. No, he's not. He's not 500 pounds, Ralphie. Flacco's like 270. He's like trying to be really nice to Flacco all of a sudden. Like, I don't want no smoke. I'm just a little old lady. Don't harm me. That's Lush's strategy for this. So we're going to check that out. But they're gonna call Flacco midstream, and Josh is going to ask him, how much do you weigh? And that really makes Jallo mad in the past, and it's gonna make him mad still in the present. He claims to be all about growth, but he still hasn't grown enough to hold himself accountable for his own weight. And you're the bad guy for pointing out that he is grossly overweight. He hates the people that say the truth because he hates his truth. So let's check this out, because now it's going to be Flacco trying to get Ralphie the Plug fired, or at least less admiration in the eyes of the fans. But he does it by kind of pulling the strings of Brandon. Hey, Brandon, I need you to straighten out Ralphie the Plug. Or maybe Brandon does it on his own. Maybe he just doesn't like seeing someone get made fun of. I'm not sure. I don't know 100%. This is all just a fan theory. But in my theory, Flakko's shooting that text out of the group chat, just personal to Brandon. Hey, Ralphie the Plug was making fun of me on the Friday show. Can you go on there and send those guys a little warning shot? And Gunner is included in that warning shot as well. So check it out.
You got a lot of dudes here who speak in an authoritative way on things they failed at. I speak on jujitsu, but I'm a black belt. I've won world championships. I am an authority on that because my success has validated me.
There was
Dude,
no girl here.
There was what?
There was no girl.
Who was the cat?
Oh, I must have been
Evil, Lush, and Gunner.
Damn.
Gunner, yeah.
So, hey, everybody on that pod, this nigga Brandon said y'all niggas is field rappers and y'all niggas can't dress.
Gunner raps?
Nah, he a fashion dude though. Gunner be putting that shit
listen,
on.
they're failed rappers. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But what I'm telling you is, I wouldn't speak on nothing authoritatively or in an authoritative tone if I wasn't extremely successful at that. That's a message to the youngsters.
Next time,
be good at something.
Next time y'all do a music stream, I'm coming in because, like, as you call them, failed rappers. I know.
Hey, so
I don't rap and I destroy all these niggas.
Well, you never fell until you stopped trying. I'm telling you to stop trying.
So, first of all, shout out to Remo for being like a good reality TV producer. He's the producer that can sense the drama rising up in the conversation and immediately comes running out with a nice tall pitcher of water with ice in it, and also will make sure that the restaurant sends out 2 really, really tall, filled to the brim glasses of champagne or whatever the drink of choice is, because he knows that somebody's about to be wearing some liquid. Good job, Remo, at stirring the pot, at instigating. Now we complimented somebody. Now we must diss Bro Rogan a little bit. Unc, it is not all about you. It's okay to have main character syndrome. That's cool. You have a lot of confidence. You have a lot of self-belief. You've lived a lot of life. You seem like an interesting person, but it's something that a lot of older guys kind of get caught up in is, I'm old, I don't give a damn about nothing, and not giving a damn about the timing of when you say something in a conversation amongst other people. It kind of dilutes whatever you're trying to say or get across because you're not saying it at the right time. And that's basically what Bro Rogan continues to do on No Jumper. He took offense to being told by Adam that he has main character syndrome. Instead of taking the criticism well, he's the old dog that doesn't want to learn new tricks. See, I don't agree with the saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, because you can, but the old dog does have to be willing to listen. That's something I realized a long time ago as somebody who's always had dogs in my house. I am a dog lover, not a cat guy. Sorry, Lush. But yeah. So, and speaking of Lush, let's get to the clip that Brandon is even talking about, which is Lush, Gunner, Evil, which is the Stink Team / Ralphie the Plug's cameraman, and Ralphie the Plug talking about the whole Flakko thing and about his weight, and they're gonna pull up a picture of somebody that's allegedly the weight of him and height of him, and be like, nah, he's bigger than that, you lying. Because Flakko refuses to just hop on the scale and tell us the results, post a picture of the results. You know, if Flakko would get over some of these insecurities, he would actually be a much better content creator for No Jumper. His own channel is doing great, but as far as for No Jumper, I feel like he's actually holding back a lot of good content that the people want to see. We want to see the scale results, Flakko. Just do it. Do it for the clicks and views. Isn't that what your whole, get down is about anyways? But yeah, speaking of anyways, let's get into that clip.
AZ with the 5-piece, he said, "Why you calling that smelly cringe weirdo Flakko your brother?" I don't know what you're talking about, AZ. Flacco's the homie, dog. Why you on his noggin so tough? Jeez, let him, man. And Flakko smells great, all right?
I wouldn't say that.
He smells better than before.
I would never say that.
No. That's for definite.
Who's dressing him?
I think his option, bro, he's like using big and tall and shit.
All right, hold on. We have to stop it right there to say, no, I don't think big and tall would be the option for somebody that is 5'6". Flacco's getting some money, so he might be shopping big and tall for the width and then going to the tailor and having them alter everything to make it fit his short, stumpy body. But really, he needs his own section. He needs a section called big and wide because that's what he is. He's the wide load. You know, when you see those trucks on the freeway that are hauling like mobile homes and shit across the country, he's an oversized load, but it's taking up 3 lanes type shit.
He only got a.
No,
the
other day he was up
Yeah.
in here wearing like a Christian.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, he
It's hard to
yeah,
find
yeah.
clothes for a big nigga.
with a nylon, with a
So
nylon.
you only get a couple options unless you want to wear the same.
Yeah,
thing.
no, that's what it is.
he had
for
some
real.
Christian Dior on last
So
time
he
I
had
seen
to
him.
switch it
Yeah.
up. Maybe he was just trying to switch it up without, like trying to, look too
Trying to
obvious.
ease into
He's
it.
just doing his
Sounded
thing, bro.
like,
I'm not mad
Big
at
man shopping.
No. He's built like a chode. That's what it is. He's short and fat. He's short and hella thick. Pause.
Yeah, he's like,
It gets hard when you're over like 500 pounds.
for sure, especially with designer brands.
I don't think he's
like,
500.
I might have added a little, maybe a couple pounds on
The
top.
high
of it.
480s.
Just a couple. I might have added a couple. Just a couple.
480s is hilarious, dog.
The high fours, yeah.
Yeah, the high 4s. He's in the Quattros game.
I don't think he's in the high 4s.
No, dog. He's probably like 270,
something,
bro.
yeah.
Like,
Bro, I was just 270 a couple fucking months
am I
ago,
tripping?
bro.
Oh, you were 270?
No,
That's
I was just
But you're a lot.
265.
But Ralph,
like
you're like
fucking,
6'1", right? You're 6 feet tall.
Bro, if you think
Well, that's a big
270
difference between
is
you and fucking
crazy,
Flacco.
bro.
He's not 3.
4'10".
He's not 4'10", bro. He's like
4'10".
You guys are tweaking, bro.
4'10", bro.
Really, he was 3. Okay, 320 is a little closer. That's these fools are saying 370, 380.
I'm saying 4'10".
You said he's a pocket rocket. He's a 380, dog. No, fool. That fool's like. He's so much shorter than you. How tall are you?
He sit like this. You gotta include the ankles.
Oh my
He's
god.
avoiding that question.
Like you gotta
Whoop.
you gotta include everything. You know what I'm saying?
Whoop,
You
there's
gotta-
a lot of ankle
the
weight.
arms.
There's a lot of
He got a
ankle
little
weight.
blubber. Like he got the back. Like
The elbow.
No.
because some big niggas they skinny in certain areas, but they big and stuff.
He's-
He
bro.
got like the whole.
He's still like a smaller human. He's like 5'8".
Oh yeah, he's pretty short, so it's all stuffed in.
He's Josh say he's 5'6". You know,
350 at least.
you know what, Josh? You used to be the gauge of accuracy around here. I'm not so fucking sure how that stands. Yeah, he's not no 5'6", bro. He was probably
Who's that? What
He
line
like
is that?
5'7".
That little black
That's-
line?
Yeah, no,
I'll
Ralph,
have
you're a
to
lot
look up and
taller
see
than
that.
him, bro. For sure.
My height don't give me extra pounds.
Yes, it do.
When I was 265,
Yes, it
people
absolutely
probably doing
does.
the same weight now.
You have more,
What
but
you think?
bro, if you were
kind of.
if you pause, if you
Your
stretch
bones
out
are bigger.
Flacco,
I feel like Ralphie the Plug is no lighter than 240 pounds currently. That's like shaving 5 to 8 pounds off my actual estimate at the very least. And so Flacco, he's much, much bigger than Ralphie the Plug as far as from a weight. Height, he is probably like 5'6" and a quarter or some shit like that. That 5'8" is real generous. He's putting on hold on. Didn't point and shoot expose that he's wearing like stilts inside of his sneakers. He's putting like I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I hate people that laugh on camera, especially someone who's not even on camera that's doing a voiceover laughing. But didn't he expose that he's putting like wood blocks inside?
you stretch out.
Are not bigger.
If you stretch out Flacco to your height, he would like appear significantly less.
Oh no,
like,
they probably are. That probably add a couple extra pounds.
he's still bigger. Like, but I don't think you guys are saying 400. You feel me?
14.
Like 410, dog. Light
crazy.
4.
That's-
Bro, he's not, dude. Like
He's not 400
he
pounds.
may be like the most he ever. If he weighed more than
the weight
320,
is a little
like,
bit more like.
like,
Oh, okay. I see what y'all saying. I'm gonna get 362.
I don't give a damn if he weighs 400 pounds or not. If you are 5'6" to 5'8", I guess. Let's say he's 5'8" without the wood chips in his shoes. which we know that's not the case. But let's just say it is. Even if you're 5'8", 320, you're a despicable, disgusting human being. That is a problem. That you might as well be 400 pounds. What are we talking about? If the room is going to guess that you're anywhere from 320 to 380, you're anywhere from 320 to 380 pounds. You might as well be 400 plus pounds. At that height, it's the same damn thing. If Flacco was 6'2" with his same eating habits, he would easily be 450 pounds.
That's fair.
I guess.
That's fair. Yeah, I would agree with that.
I think that's that's like a super high estimate. I think if he was your height and the same size, he'd be like
All right, so when
360.
Dijon got on the scale that one time, how much was it?
Dijon, fucking,
It was like
long enough to
three-
fucking,
It was like
long enough to roll over tall ass people. You
I
feel
feel
me?
like it was like it didn't even resonate, right, or something.
Nah, he's also not
So
tall
I feel
though.
like he's bigger. He's taller than him.
They about the same.
No, they about the same size.
He bigger than.
He's
Flacco
bigger than
Flacco could
Dijon.
have played like center. in
They
football.
they shape differently. Pause.
I feel like you gotta just say it, then probably say pause after.
I said it before and
So,
after.
like you knew you made it.
Yeah, I
kinda
knew.
Like
No, it's what?
what?
You know, my brain's fast enough for a preemptive pause, Ralphie. What
yeah,
you know
like
about
you
that?
like a young nigga on the line.
Like, might as well be from Harlem,
There's
dog.
no other way to say it.
Yeah. With that being said, I don't know, Flacco, 380 is what the streets are saying. I don't make the rules.
360.
That right there is audibly disgusting, Lush. If you're ever going to laugh like that again, can you please move your microphone from in front of your mouth first?
362. 362.
He said 362, dog. I ain't say nothing like that.
Y'all said so. Y'all said Flacco built like this. Is that what y'all said?
Yeah.
No, that bitch is smaller. That's 320. That's 320, dog. That's 320.
Yeah.
That's 320, bro. Dude, that's 320. Like, is that Flacco? I don't think so.
Nah,
dog.
that's Dijon.
Yes.
Flacco's bigger than Dijon. Is what I keep trying to explain to y'all.
Damn, okay. You know what? You might be onto something, Ralphie. I don't know.
362.
Damn.
I might be. If I got it right, Flacco, you gotta send me that 1,000 you owe Lush because I feel like that's an accurate guess.
Yeah, and then Ralphie gonna shoot me the 750
I give you
pop,
10%.
you feel me? Like
10%.
we gonna-
That's cool.
As long as Flacco holds this L, let's be honest.
You're still on the news. How much you weigh? Yes.
Man, shut the
Yes,
fuck
no,
up.
I believe it. Yes, yes, yes,
Yo, ain't no
yes,
fucking 290
yes,
shit, nigga.
yes, yes.
Yeah, nah, I don't think Flacco's anywhere in the 200s at all. No 200, nope. 293 is the crazy accurate lie. Like who said, "Oh yeah, I'm 293." No, you're not. You would have said you're 290, you're 295, one of those. 293 on the dot is crazy. But anyways, we're gonna move on from that hilarious little segment from the Friday show that caused Brandon to hop on and be mad at everybody that was a part of that show, including Josh. On today's Monday, well, yesterday's Monday show. At the point when this drops, it'll be yesterday's. But on yesterday's Monday news, Josh and Brandon went back and forth about a handful of times while on the live stream. So that was pretty interesting. And we're gonna use one of those to segue us into a Lush. I don't think this is the treadmill stream. This is just a Lush regular stream where he's sitting in Big Germ's living room, explaining to us how Flacco is, against King Pill, and how he's gonna do a hood vlog with Lush, being he is gonna do a hood vlog with King Pill. Further confirming my theory of the No Jumper Civil War, and how Lush is trying to get all the gang members and street dudes on his team to go against Flacco and his legion of people. But yeah, so Lush is going to kind of show his hand a little bit. He was on there trying to talk like, oh, Flacco is my brother, like how the super chat called him out on. And Flacco, we're friends now, we're cool. But then as soon as he gets the chance to, he's gonna say, but Flacco's trying to put me in Adam's bad graces. He's trying to deliver messages to Adam through me or by sitting on the podcast and saying, no jumper has a gang problem. No jumper keeps on, starting gang wars. Flacco's been making videos basically sneak dissing No Jumper and their business practices, just like everybody else. People like me, we're supposedly the scum of the earth to Flacco, but he's doing the same type of content as people like me and, Gangland Neem and people that he, openly despises. But he's doing the same content. There's been people calling out No Jumper's culture for years, for like almost 5+ years. People have been calling out No Jumper's culture online, and Flacco is joining that train of people. And Lush is going to bring that to the attention of all 300 of his viewers or whatever amount of people are watching this live stream. So let's check this out. This is the last clip of the video, by the way, too. There will be no bonus clip in this one. I'll probably talk again as I get triggered to say something through Lush's little spiel here.
Okay, but it's not
Did
true.
I say
But
this
it's
is
not a fact.
this is irrefutable facts?
Brandon, you're backtracking. You were right.
I'm not.
You're doing the Flacco thing.
I'm
You're
not
good at it. You
backtracking.
speak well, but you're doing the Flacco
I'm not
thing.
backtracking.
You are. You're moving the line back.
You announced it as a conspiracy.
Josh 1, Brandon 0. Let's get into the news.
This sounds like Lush now.
No, this sounds like you were proven
Well,
wrong. Now you're going to try to talk yourself out of the
Let
box.
me see your arm, Josh.
Oh, man.
He sounded like Lush. We
hold
gotta
on.
get a test.
Shots fired. My boy Lush
Josh
in
is
the
gonna
next
fire
room.
me.
Let's go get
Josh
Lush
is
in the
gonna
next
fire.
room. He's going to be in here looking for phase
If
next,
I get
man.
fired, know that it was retaliatory.
The main reason I'm making this video, though, is because I feel like Flacco doesn't want to call out directly at him.
Well, I'm speaking sooner than I anticipated because that last little tidbit there from Brandon with the point towards Josh / the camera, that's him setting up the lawsuit, actually. The wrongful termination lawsuit.
Doesn't want to call Adam out directly. Flacco doesn't want to call Adam out directly and clearly has a problem with the way Adam runs his business in certain aspects. So, for example, let's talk about this King Pill situation. Now, King Pill wound up going to South Central to look for Faux Extra after Faux Extra made it clear that he did not want to fight King Pill for money.
This is Cat Lady Lush in Big Jam's living room getting off his narrative, but his narrative is really just trying to get Flacco fired. I'm telling y'all, the No Jumper Civil War that I predicted right here, that I've been calling play by play, it's in full effect, and it's Clemson Street General Lush versus North Dakota / Darby, Pennsylvania Poetik Jalo. Jalo the garbage man. He's trying to clean up these streets. Waste management is what we should call him from now on. But yeah, this is the battle of the ages when it comes to podcast beef. This has been brewing for years.
He was looking for that Aaron the Plumber fade. King Pill had called out Faux Extra. Aaron the Plumber, he's not currently interested in the Faux Extra fade, even though they're both getting a shit ton of money. Like I said, any of these fools could hit me in the face for $50,000. I'll take it. I'll spend $20,000 on my medical bills and gladly walk away with $30K in my pocket. But I understand that I'm not threatening enough physical specimen or famous enough in this regard for people to want to see fight in that instance, and I'm not really the catcher of the fade. I'm more like the catcher in the rye. Shout out to John Steinbeck, player.
Ah, yes. Nothing shows your intelligence level quite like shouting out a required reading LAUSD high school book. You were forced to read that book, Lush. It's not a flex. But this raccoon-eyed 40-something-year-old man, he's in a very desperate state. Very, very, very desperate state. His brother was the CEO of Indeed. Has nothing to do with him because he doesn't get any finances from his brother, but he's clearly living off of his woman's Amazon warehouse job check, and he's in here trying to, form his own little hostile takeover of No Jumper. He sees Flacco has the upper hand when it comes to this management beef. The shift leaders are beefing, and Lush wants to be the one to come out on top. He doesn't want to. He needs it. If Lush loses No Jumper again, there will be no return. He's like No Jumper's Smeagol when you think about it, except for Adam 16's butt is the precious. Lush is such a glazer that he puts tongue to butt now. He puts tongue to buttocks. And he can't lose his dear precious again. He must kiss Adam's ass by any means necessary. This is Adam's version of a goon. This is Adam's goon, Lush. If you cause any problems, he's gonna send his tweaker at you.
With that being said, Adam was very adamant about making that fight happen. I simply thought that it was a good idea when he brought it up on No Jumper a week after the fight was publicly announced between the fight promoter in New York / Stephen Belafonte, who is King Pill's manager, as well as Adam. They made the announcement. I had no idea this fight was set up. I had no idea this was a thing. I had no idea I was in a state thousands of miles away when this was going on. So, but instead of Flakko calling out Adam, he calls out No Jumper and the No Jumper show for incensing the argument, fanning the flames, and agreeing with it. When really what he wants to say is, Adam, why are you doing this? This is fucked up. Adam, why are you platforming this cloud chaser? Adam, why are you setting up this fight? And Adam, it's janky that you're putting full extra in this situation when he never wanted this fight. And now, Adam, due to you trying to set up this fight, you got this quote-unquote uncontrollable clout chaser, King Bill, that's per Flacco's words, now sliding and causing actual gang beefs potentially in Los Angeles County.
No, yeah, see, that's the thing. Trying to blame the fight promoter for potentially causing a gang beef, that's not really fair to the fight promoter. Just because the fight promoter in this case is Adam 22 and Whack 100, that doesn't make it any less of a fault towards the potential fighter acting a fool. That is him acting on his own. I don't think Adam was trying to start a gang war or was trying to get this type of content out of it, where one of the people that's supposed to be putting on the gloves in the ring for some money, I don't think their intention was to have someone walk in the streets with the blicky icky looking for some drama. That can't be blamed on the boxing promoter, in my opinion, because there's boxers that have crashed out in real life. Their promoters don't get blamed for that. Why would they get blamed for that? Literally just this weekend, some top rank event, some dude lost. He was the favorite or whatever, but he already came into his last fight overweight to the point where the fight was canceled. And so this was supposed to be his redemption fight. He ends up losing to his opponent, and him and his brothers decided to jump the opponent behind the scenes after the fight. That's not the promotion's fault that they decided to act out that way. That is 100% the people that decide to jump an opponent in a professional setting. That's their fault, not the fight promoters. Nowhere else in the world would the fight promoter be blamed for the talent acting a fool.
Instead of saying that, he wants to blame No Jumper. He wants to blame me. But since Adam is the guy that writes the checks, Adam is the guy that essentially, although Flakko is transcended, is doing great. And I do not even believe that Flakko needs the No Jumper platform to continue to be successful. He is doing great on his own. I think if anyone that's been on No Jumper, Flakko has reached the greatest success solo-wise.
Sneaky snake. Not every compliment is a compliment. He's like making a case for why it's okay to fire Flakko without just throwing insults. He's doing it in the form of compliments. This is nasty work by Mr. Nicholas here.
Of all the former or current co-hosts, and he's kind of like the diamond in the rough, the crowning jewel in that conversation. However, that doesn't change the fact that because Adam's the one that put him on, or because he has such a great deal of respect for Adam, he doesn't want to call directly out Adam. But in reality, this is all Adam's idea. This is all Adam's doing. This is Adam's agenda.
he just long formatted called him a bitch. If Lush was like a Chipotle manager and he was saying the same thing about the dude that asked you bowl or tortilla, he just said, "Yo, he's being a bitch." He's scared to say that he doesn't like how the Chipotle manager is scheduling the shift.
So, Flacco, why don't you let your nuts hang and say what the fuck you want to say? What you want to say is, Adam, I don't like that you did this. Adam, I don't like that you're platforming this. Trying to involve me in it. And this is not just him that's doing it, but it's become a thing. When people don't want to confront Adam for doing the exact same shit that I'm doing or something that I'm not even doing at all, they're going to get at me because they're afraid to get at Adam, because they're afraid of what he's going to say, they're afraid of the reaction, or they just don't want it, and it's a lot easier to come at me directly. Well, I'm letting y'all know, I am not Adam's keeper. He is my homeboy, and he is my employer, and that is it. You got a problem with Adam? It might wind up being a problem with me, you feel me, just because homies got each other's backs, but don't come at me and address me when you really want to say something to him.
All right, so now we've officially reached the end of this video. And you know, Lush and Flacco are kind of the two shift leaders, as I've said, that are fighting for basically Adam's decision. Adam has a big decision. It seems like No Jumper is finally at a crossroads that academics foresaw 2 years ago. He 2 years ago he was publicly giving Flacco a lot of advice. Now that advice has moved to more of a behind the scenes thing, as Flacco has mentioned several times in the more recent months, saying that him and academics talk on the phone for at least an hour or two every other day, which is a lot. That's a lot of talking to each other. I think there's a lot of guidance there, a lot of academics manipulation, a lot of just academics advice. He has given Flacco some very, very good advice, and he's made a very spot on prediction or two as well. So this bonus clip is longer than usual, but it's a very important clip. If you guys have friends that are into this whole, No Jumper Civil War conspiracy, or just into this internal drama that's been taking place at No Jumper for like 2 or 3 years now, this last clip is a great flashback to go back and look at, where Ak and Flacco were on the phone one of the many times Discord technically, one of the many times that they were on Discord 2 years ago talking about No Jumper politics. And this particular clip is about where Flacco falls in the No Jumper like mix and the hierarchy. He doesn't quite say you should be running No Jumper, but he basically says you're the future of No Jumper, and people that aren't aligned with your way of thinking are going to end up having to be removed from No Jumper one way or another. That brings us back full circle to the stuff that I've been chronicling, which is Flacco strategically getting rid of some of the street dudes and alleged gang members that we've been talking about so much in this video. This is why Flacco is so mad about King Pill getting basically, it seems like he's getting hired, because it looked like the favorable version of No Jumper was going to take place, favorable for Flacco, which is Flacco's one of the top guys. He wants to be a hiring manager. He said that as soon as Suspect was officially fired. And then obviously today we saw he confirmed that it was his plan to get Suspect at the paint, and he's brought in this guy that falls in line with the agenda that Flacco believes Adam still wants to do. The only thing is there's mixed signals coming from Adam. Adam's mixed signals are showing that he's kind of still hiring more gang members. And so for Flacco, his frustration comes from, well, hold on now. I thought we were making progress. I thought we were about to become the version of No Jumper that I've always dreamed of being a part of. And that is a gang-less No Jumper. So check out academics telling Flacco exactly why he's valued. Now, I've gone out on a limb and said that Flakko is a DEI hire after Flakko called Beyonce's Country Music Award Grammy-winning album. He called that a DEI Grammy, so I called Flakko a DEI hire. And I said that this DEI hire is causing problems at the workplace. But it's interesting. Academics' reasoning for why Flakko is still employed despite all of his flaws. He covered every basis that we've all been wondering in the comments and on Reddit and in YouTube videos. Why is Flakko even around? Does he have dirt on Adam? It's not even necessarily dirt. It's that he represents where No Jumper should be heading if they want to grow out of this problem that's become the gang culture in the office. But you see, why I think Adam even had to surround himself with the gangs in the first place is actually acts as that as well. Not necessarily in this clip, but if you guys watch this full video that the clip is from, you'll hear him say it. It's a part of doing business in LA is how academics looks at it, is that eventually you're gonna have to deal with the local gang culture. I think that's accurate because I can make a whole series of videos about the old No Jumper days when not academics, where Adam had people running up on him at the store that they sell clothes out of, doing weird shit. Obviously, the time when the dude draw down on Adam on the live stream, one of their most crazy moments ever, where everyone thought Adam was about to get deleted on live. Stuff like that kept happening, and then next thing you know, Adam starts hanging out with local members. The local members end up becoming podcasters, and then he starts hiring local members that he interviewed as in the form of an interview. And it's, oh yeah, this dude's cool, let's bring him onto the pod. And he kept running that play, and then eventually you get the T-Rail and AD era. That's how that era came about, is because right before that era, No Jumper was low-key getting targeted a lot by people looking to stick up the cash registers and stuff like that. Like wild, like little random petty crimes and intimidation type shit. And once they brought in the right people, that stuff kind of stopped happening, as we saw when Melk 74 pulled up and AD came up out of the warehouse doors as if he is the security guard on duty. So yeah. Anyways, enjoy this bonus clip. This clip is very, very important to this whole saga of No Jumper, because as I said, crossroads. Thing is, we're getting mixed signals. Which side is Adam going to pick? Is it going to be Lush's side, or is it going to be Flakko's side? This has been another installment, really, of the No Jumper Civil War series that is coming along on this channel. But again, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.
Okay, I'm going to say something, and I'm going to be very honest about this. And I have a whole theory about this, which I haven't ever got into, and I won't get into the majority of it because, my perspective might be skewed on maybe my own biases, so I just kind of chill back. Flakko, let me tell you this, and this is my own personal belief. I'm going to say this to you live. You don't even have to react to this live. You can watch this back, and I want you to think about this. Let me tell you this. I've heard your opinions on things, whether you're talking about gang culture, hip hop, violence, and crime. I know your opinions and your stance on this. Adam has hired a bunch of gangbangers and a bunch of other people who don't believe what you believe. I believe part of the reason why you've always received favor from No Jumper is because Adam believes your thought pattern aligns more with what he wants to push. You are the person who would more likely to see the silver lining between Richard Spencer being on the platform as opposed to AD, T-Rail, even Gino. That's his thing. The reason why I don't believe Adam looks at you and Adam says, oh no, let me tell you this, and you probably read it too. I'll be on every Reddit. The no jumper Reddit used to fucking hate your guts. They were saying, why don't this thing get fired? You know, I think that didn't happen because I think there was a close point. I think Adam was waiting for a point for me to kick you, like in the sense of like, remember when me and you had like words for a second? I'm gonna be honest, I got all but confirmation you were done. Obviously, I'm not the guy who like. I'm glad that you are necessary. Like you're necessary in conversation. You're necessary. Everybody's necessary. What I believe is that your entire existence and why you've gotten some favor isn't because of some leverage you hold. Not disrespecting the platform you probably do have and created for yourself. It's because of a lot of your views that align with Adam. It's the reason why Adam has allowed you to kick people off shows. Gina and the rest of them, even Almighty Suspect, not as valuable as you. But it's not because of your draw. No disrespect. It's because you're in line with a lot of the opinions and thoughts that he wants to pivot in. I'm not saying it's bad or good. But that has allowed you, you might not realize this. I guarantee if I sat alone with Almighty Suspect or Gina, they're going to be like, why the fuck does Adam fuck with this nigga so much? I promise you. It's not about views and what you pull, because you know who pulled the most shit over there? T-Rail. And Adam is still saying, T-Rail left. I'm okay. Huh? So it's not about views. It's about where he wants to pivot to. You fall in line, and you are representative of the opinions that he's trying to move towards.